Welcome to the Chasing Goalposts Podcast, everyone. And it's our anniversary episode, our 1-year anniversary. So 1 year ago today, on December 22nd, 2023, we launched the initial Chasing Goalposts Podcast episode, and we're now on episode 25, 1 year later. We've had an array of guests across the year, as you all may know, and learned so much about them personally, but also the challenges and successes they endured along the way. Further validating that we all get up in the morning, put our clothes on the same way, tie our shoes the same way, and head out into that same world. In addition, we gained insights from their experiences and was really able to learn about the version of success that they are ultimately chasing and the why behind it. With what we just referenced in mind, as we reflect back on the past year of podcast, coupled with my own personal development and awareness journey, there were really 5 overarching themes that stood out. So in no particular order, we want to walk through those. Number 1, we all enjoy and appreciate the ability to connect with authentic human stories. This reminds us that although we are all unique individuals, the playing field we enter to, otherwise known as life, is not. Things like the 7/8 of the iceberg analogy, where we see the 1/8, the success, on social media. But what's hidden and decoyed is that 7/8 that includes the challenges, failures, hard work, and progress needed to get to the 1/8. Number 2, we all need to define our own version of success. And this is probably my favorite one of all the ones that are going to be referenced here today. This can otherwise be communicated as our own pursuit of independence and purpose. So once we've defined this for ourselves, so once we've defined the success for ourselves, we can begin to put a plan or a system in place to work towards this. And again, we cannot emphasize how important this step is. So many of us are floating around in the wind without a sense of direction. We can't answer the question, why we're working so hard on the things and why we're not measuring our progress, given the goal, at least maybe at this point in our lives, has not been defined. So once we define it, now we can assess if we're on the right track or we need to change course to get there. So think about this. If we actually don't define our own version of success, someone else will most likely define it for us. And we'll be unknowingly evaluating our external world around us, validating via our own self-talk that this is what we want when it's been defined for us, not by us. So for the conclusion on this topic, I'll leave you with a quote that I came up with. And this is a quote I came up with really upon my own personal development and awareness journey. And that quote is, "You cannot achieve success through the eyes of another human." And I'll say it again. You cannot achieve success through the eyes of another human. More to come on this topic in 2025, but wanted to share that as we wind up 2024. So number 3, there is no finish line. So in other words, any finish line that we outline for ourselves is a mirage. We've essentially created it in our own minds, and upon accomplishing it, the finish line either moves or we set a new one. Therefore, once we've defined a finish line, or what that success is, we have to put a system in place to achieve it. But don't forget to enjoy the journey and celebrate progress along the way. Now, how can you celebrate progress if you don't track it? Well, that's the next piece here, right? We love the saying, what gets measured gets managed. KPIs, or key performance indicators, are not only essential in business, but also for our own personal lives. So if we can define our own version of success, set up a system or plan to get there, and track the progress along the way, that allows us to enjoy that journey and celebrate those progress markers. Number 4, what we focus on and give attention to grows. And you've heard this with my co-host, Randy Barker, probably 10, 12 times on the podcast over the last year. What we focus on and give attention to grows. So think about this. Focusing on someone else's version of success puts you on an artificial or non-authentic path that may not be aligned with what's truly important to you or aligned with your goals. So instead, let's focus on what you're truly grateful for and the opportunities that are available for you to pursue right now versus focusing on problems or negativity. Because either way, where we put that attention, it will expand. But remember, we have to take action. That's the big thing. You can't just learn. You have to learn and then take those learnings and put them into action. Number 5, no one is coming to save any of us. And I'm going to say that again. I know we've all heard this before, but no one is coming to save any of us. That means we need to take control and responsibility for who and where we are today. If for any reason we don't like it, or it's not where we want to be, we need to start taking action towards where we do want to go versus waiting for someone else to give you a call and create the opportunity for you. The reality is you might be waiting for a long time and maybe even a lifetime. So noting once again, guys, there was an infinite number of learnings and lessons that we could reference on this podcast episode. These are the ones that stood out to us and also were based upon the feedback we received from all of you in the audience over the past year. Now we've reflected in the rear view mirror of 2024. Let's look to the windshield on what's coming in 2025. And again, noting the connection with authentic human stories resonated with everyone in the audience. We'll continue to have guests on so we can elevate those stories with a continued focus on personal finance or personal wealth generation, growth and mindset, along with career and business. But with the above in mind, we also acknowledge there's been a lot of feedback from many in the audience to dive deeper into building horizontal income streams in addition to our active incomes or careers. So the good news is we heard you, and we're going to action that feedback by having more guests join us to speak about how they maybe built horizontal income streams, the asset classes they used or are using today to achieve horizontal income generation. And we'll also have some solo episodes where we'll walk through strategy, the mindset, and the systems that we've been using on our side to build horizontal income streams. So all in all, the message here today is we appreciate all of you in the audience, and we look forward to another year of elevating authentic human stories, sharing learnings and lessons along the way, and building horizontal income streams to help us all achieve our own definition of success in 2025 and beyond. In the meantime, happy holidays to everyone. We'll see you in early 2025.